doing so, the Pharaoh was so pleased with Joseph's skill and his connection with God that he made him second in command. So he went from the knee baby boy to being hated by his brothers because of his God-given ability, to being sold into slavery by his own kin, his own brothers, to being a house servant, to being accused of rape, put in jail, to being second in command in all of Egypt, the mightiest nation on earth at that time. So that's a good scenario that some of us go through in life. We go through all these ups and downs and twists and turns, and you never know where you're going to end up. But the one thing with Joseph is he stayed true to God.
Amen.
So by staying true to God, even though he was in the loneliest place in the world, in jail, he's probably the only Jew there, he still stayed true to God. And what happened? He ended up Egypt from the bottom to the top in one day. So don't get discouraged when your life isn't going right, because you can do just like Joseph if your faith is there. So by him being so just, over time he saw his brothers again when the famine came. Their father sent them to Egypt to buy corn, grain, things like that, because there was no food anywhere. And Joseph had stocked up all the grain and all the corn because he knew it was coming. So Egypt had tons of food everywhere. Just warehouses and warehouses of corn and grain and all this stuff that he had been saving over the 7 years. So everybody had to come from all over the Middle East to buy food from Egypt. And lo and behold, here comes his brothers. They didn't know who he was because now he looks like an Egyptian. He's been there so long, he's educated there, he's dressed like them, he looks like them, but he knew them. They didn't know him. And he played with them for a little bit and eventually couldn't take it anymore. And he revealed himself to them, and they hugged and kissed, and he wanted to see his father. So eventually the Pharaoh allowed Joseph to bring his family from the land of Canaan where they were living into a section of Egypt called Goshen. And that's where they remained for 430 years until Pharaoh started pressing them, because the Jews multiplied. They multiplied. They had large numbers. Any of you know how many it was by the time they walked out of Egypt? Did anybody remember? How many Hebrews was it when they walked out of Egypt?
Yeah, when they were time to leave?
Yeah, when God walked them out with Moses.
Oh, yeah.
When they left, when they went into Egypt, Israel had 14 sons, himself and their families. 430 years later, there were 630,000 people that all walked out of Egypt on foot. So that's how they ended up in Egypt, was through Joseph. So remember that. All right, so let's start at chapter 12. Exodus chapter 12. Can I get a reader?
Chapter. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, and in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of the month. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. One lamb for one house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbors next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make you count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goat, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it over, because this is important, so let me say it just like God said it.
That's right.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor salted at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall